answers for that guy. I mean, the Celtics cruised 114-99 the final, and really it was Jayson Tatum from the start to the finish. 20 points in the first half. And finished with 32, a season high for Jayson Tatum tonight. But the good news here, as we welcome you to Celtics Postgame Live, Eddie House, Kayla Burton, Chris Forsberg here with you, is that the Celtics get to 50 wins on the season, clinch that playoff berth in the top 4 seeded team. So, Chris, I would ask how you're feeling, but I think we already know.
I'm feeling like Jayson Tatum telling people to F-O-H. Yeah. So, look, where are all the people, speaking of people that we can tell to get out of here, where are all the people that were critiquing Tatum earlier in the week and worrying about his inefficiency and all this? What a week for Tatum and the Celtics between today's win against a Charlotte team that obviously they owed a little bit after the first meeting here, to the OKC win midweek, really rebounding well from that Minnesota performance where Tatum didn't shoot well, and the team certainly had one of its worst games of the year. Love the way the team is playing right now. It doesn't matter who's in. They got wings that just keep coming off the bench and giving you good energy. Nimi's playing, and there was and so many positives to this game, but none more important than Tatum continuing to look like his old self and really setting this thing up for a, I don't want to get too presumptuous, but if they get that Tatum in the playoffs, I feel pretty good about the Celtics' chances.
I do too. When you look at it as every single game, he's been getting stronger and stronger. He's been relying on his natural game, the way he plays the game of basketball, to start taking over. He doesn't have to think out there. Like when he was saying, at times he was unsure, he's going up to the basket and, overthinking things. Now I feel like he's just playing because he's been put in that position to be the Jayson Tatum, especially with Jaylen Brown out, be put in a situation where, you got to carry us right now. Put him back in that mindset. And I don't think that's going to do anything to Jaylen Brown, or that's going to do anything except help this team. And you got to look at Jordan Walsh came in and played well. Ron Harper came in and played well. This is a testament to this team and how deep this team really is. And people, they kind of I feel like a lot of people, when you start talking about the Boston Celtics, they say, yeah, you know what, if Jayson Tatum come back, if he can be himself. He looked like himself tonight. And with that, that's a genuine championship contender with that team whole.
Yeah,
what do the kids say? He looks like him?
He looks like it's him. You got to say him.
I don't know.
I'm him.
That's why you're here, Kayla.
That's like emphasis on the H-I-M. And Jayson Tatum was
He looked like himself, but he looked like him.
He looked like him. For a second, I was like, what do you mean? He looked like him tonight. Jayson Tatum, he's standing by with Abby Chin.
Jason, these Charlotte Hornets cut it to single digits in the fourth quarter. Then Nimi came out and you took control. What were your intentions coming out of that timeout?
Just making the right reads. It's the NBA. They one of the hottest teams, especially after the All-Star break. So we knew they were going to make a run. It's just, I said all the time, how you respond. Found the matchup we wanted. They started doubling, so just making the right read out of that.
Your first 30-point game of the season, you were efficient. You also hit over 14,000 points for your career. Is this the best that you've felt so far?
Yeah. I'm still working through it, but I say all the time, I just want to feel better than I did last game, and feel stronger, feel more confident, get my conditioning up. So that's what I'm trying to.
This win is also number 50 for the season for you guys. You make the playoffs, clinch a spot in the top 4, 12th straight year you've made the playoffs. What does it mean that this team this season is doing that?
It just speaks to the character of the organization, to the coaching staff, front office, to the players, the standard, the culture that we built, since I've been here. You don't take it for granted, but, it's just how we approach every single day. And winning is hard in this league. But we've had the right mindset. They've had the right mindset for the whole season. I've just tried to help. So, you don't take that for granted.
You did that tonight, Jason. Congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jayson Tatum, the eyebrows went up when he found out that he did this. Become the youngest Celtic to reach 14,000 career points, joining some of the greats listed there. The Turning Point is presented by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Turn it around, take control. It's possible with the solution for weight loss. Reserve your consult at awaken180weightloss.com. In 28 years and just 26 days, JT, he hits this mark. History is being made also with the season high here tonight. 32 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists rather than 5 boards. So let's get to Drew Carter, who was on the call tonight. Drew, I mean, when you see Jayson Tatum, it was funny. I don't know if you have the monitor there, but you see his eyebrows go, yeah, I did that. He looked like himself day in and day out, but especially here tonight.
Yeah, Caleb. Well, first of all, Scal had to catch a flight. He's getting to Miami early, I guess. So must be nice, the life of Scal. But that's all right. I'm happy to be here on the post-game show, and because that was a really fun win. I think that was kind of, what we've been waiting for. I think it was a validation. Obviously, it's Jayson Tatum's most efficient, best game of the season so far. Doing it against a really good Hornets team. I know they lost last night against Philly, but before that, they had won 5 in a row. Since January 1st, they are, by the numbers, the best team in the NBA, just in terms of net rating, which is their point differential per 100 possessions. And so you come in here and you kind of hand it to them sort of wire to wire, and Jayson Tatum just was the #1 reason why. With no White and with no Jaylen Brown, I actually think this is a good thing for Jayson Tatum to get this experience because it sort of forces him to be Jayson Tatum again. And he certainly looked like that tonight. And to do it in the 50th win of the season, where they locked down a top 4 spot. It's just one of those things, Kayla, where if you go back to, before the season and you polled, 100 fans or people who covered the NBA and said, yeah, in late March, Jayson Tatum will have 30 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds, and the Celtics will clinch all those things. I don't think a lot of people would have believed it, which is just a testament to what this team has accomplished this year.
Couldn't agree more. And Drew, you just mentioned it. They clinch a top spot here when it comes to the playoff berth, and Jayson Tatum coming off of his best game of the season so far. So when you look at Jaylen Brown being back in the mix, now Jayson Tatum, really the totality of this team, I feel like it can only go up from here. Like, really, I feel like they're going to take this thing to another level. Maybe I'm too optimistic right now, but do you see the Jays really playing complementary ball down the stretch?
Well, it's hard not to be optimistic. I mean, the arrow is certainly pointing up. This is a team that was already second in the Eastern Conference, missing a top 5 player for the entire season. Jaylen Brown, in front of our eyes, became a top 5 type player in the NBA in the absence of Jayson Tatum. And if this is the JT that we're going to see down the stretch, how can you not be optimistic about the Celtics' playoff chances? I mean, we've seen them against the top seeds in the East. It hasn't always been pretty, but this is a different version of the Celtics than the one that was, 1-3 against Detroit and 1-2 against New York so far. And they are 3-0 against. If you're looking at how these playoffs could stack up, the Celtics certainly should be the favorite in the Eastern Conference, which, again, is remarkable considering everything that they lost and how much time they spent without Jayson Tatum this season. It does sort of feel like JT getting back to himself. That final step is making sure it's all working in harmony with, Jayson Tatum operating at the full capacity of his powers, Jaylen Brown being the guy we've seen all season, those guys working in tandem. If they are playing like that, there is no team that I would pick to beat the Celtics in the playoffs.
I would agree with you. Like Ron Harper Jr. get out there before he had to leave the game with that ankle sprain. Like, this team runs so deep, and you mentioned them too. JB, JT, and Derek White wasn't even in the picture. They look good, Drew. Hey, appreciate you sticking around. I know Scal's just tan all the time, so maybe he had to cut out early to get some color. That's all it was. Nothing fun. Appreciate you. Thanks for hanging with us. Great call here tonight. I want to check this out. We call it Buzz Kills because here are some notables from the Celtics' 3-game win streak, and they're just not against any team at all. Look at the first one. OKC, remember? They entered the game, the Thunder, 12-game win streak, and then what did the Celtics do? Win by 10. All right, then let's fast forward to the Hawks. Entering the game, 14 wins out of their last 15. Celtics win by 7. Oh, no Jaylen Brown there, by the way. Peyton Pritchard goes off for almost 40 points, a little fewer than that. And then the Charlotte Hornets here tonight, entering the of the last 30. They lost to Philly last night, and they lose to the Celtics. And they're good when it comes to the second night of a back-to-back, but not enough for tonight. No Brown, no Derek White, but Jayson Tatum. Phenomenal. Season high 32, 8 dimes, 5 rebounds. We got so much more to unpack right after.